And we are live, ladies and gentlemen. It is no sugar, no cream. Our cameras are switched around. We had a little bit of a tough time getting live, but we are here, and it's time for another podcast. Woohoo! Tim is messing with the things. Had a little bit of a struggle with the computer. AI doesn't seem to want to communicate its true feelings and or it's communicating its feelings and it's upset with us in some way. We have upset it. Maybe we said something bad about AI. I'm not sure. But it's another Tuesday. We're up a little late. Those who like to watch us live, appreciate you. And those that are just click on it later in the day or whatever, the next day, hey, anytime you want, the podcast is there. We are now on Spotify and Apple. And then most of you guys are watching us on Facebook, which is awesome. And that's where we go live, and also on YouTube. And we've been doing some on Instagram. I think we had a little bit of an issue today. But yeah, the podcast is live. My car is still missing. Yeah, it looks like it was definitely stolen. Did a police report. I think I talked about that last week. So it's been gone for like a week now. A little over a week, and yeah, I'm not too stressed. I mean, it wasn't a super valuable car. I like to drive very inexpensive cars, and I only usually drive it a few times a week. But and I'm going to be doing a lot of traveling the rest of this year, so I probably will wait until possibly till next January to get a new vehicle because no rush. Tim's got a couple vehicles here, so he's been letting me use his car, so I appreciate that. And yeah, and too with Ubering too. I mean, like I like to just Uber it from time to time. I don't know. I quite enjoy just not having to mess with even driving, and when if it's cheap and when it can be cheap enough, and you don't have to go that far or whatever. And in fact, usually when I go to like, say I go to like Zany's, a comedy show, I will park at a Target that's like halfway between Zany's and here. So then I have to mess with parking, because then for one thing, parking will cost you at least $20, and then you gotta find a parking spot, which that can you could drive around for an hour looking for a parking spot, and you're in a spot and not find one, depending on how it is. So I usually just go drive down to Target, call an Uber, just get dropped off, and then do the same thing, which kind of sucks coming back because it can be surging on the weekends quite a bit, but you kind of just deal with it. I made the mistake last weekend. I went to a hockey game, an NHL hockey game, and the Predators, go Predators. That was a blast. I had an all exclusive, all you want food and drink was included in my ticket. I was sitting like in a all inclusive area, and they had this nice cheese spread, or not like a charcuterie board, a big charcuterie board, and then like wings, a whole salad area, then your regular like hot dog, nachos, that kind of stuff, and yeah, I and then also pizza. The pizza wasn't bad too. Like, so it ended up being a lot of fun, and they won in overtime. So that was awesome. And they've really struggling this year. Tim, how you doing?
What a difficult podcast start.
Tim, you look like you just ran a marathon.
It's been very stressful. It just hasn't worked.
Yeah.
I've entered all the data and clicked the buttons like 10 times. It says go live, and you click it, and then it says go live. It was an endless loop, but
you're able to switch this back here. So we're gonna look.
No, it's correct. It's correct now. We're looking at each other.
No, I'm looking at the side of the wall. I think that we should both be looking at the middle of the screen. Might be able to switch that easily. I think you just dragged it before, didn't you?
Did I?
I felt like you did. I felt like you did. Yes. Perfect.
Okay, now
that is perfect.
I need to do the mirror on mine.
Oh, because you're going to be looking away. Oh, it's Okay, you had the mirror on. Tim likes for his shirt to be readable. But you can tell everybody about it. You got one. Me, I don't have anything.
At some point, maybe we'll get to the point where we can actually do this without problems. James.
No, it's too much fun the way it is right now. I love all the difficulty. It's a blast. But yeah, so I went to the hockey game and I tried to Uber back and it was surging so much that I thought I would take a scooter for a while. And I took a scooter a couple times, hoping for the price to go down. And then I thought I was going in one direction. I felt pretty good about it, but the direction I was heading, it ended up being kind of further apart. So it ended up making the price of the Uber more. Yeah.
Okay, check that out, buddy.
Yeah. Perfect. We are looking directly at each other,
which is what it is in real life.
Right. Well, which was kind of funny. We didn't even realize this until like 3 or 4 episodes in that we were literally like doing the podcast if we were looking toward the outside of each other. It looked so ridiculous. But yeah. I mean, I guess if you don't think about it, like it's just people watching it, I'm not even thinking about it. But I was like, once you look at it for a second, like they're not looking at each other. Who are they talking to? Are they talking to each other? But
yeah.
Yes.
So I mean, it's just this is just number 17.
Hey,
so
we're getting there.
You would think you'd figure it out eventually, but we broke through the 7 wall. Remember, you said most podcasts fail before they reach 7.
They say they
so
fail at 7.
We broke through that, and this is number 17. So thank you if you've watched all of them. I know there are some of you who probably watched every one of them. So
we're shooting for a quarter. We're shooting for a quarter and beyond.
25, yeah, 25. So we should make. Let's see. So if we do them every week. How many? There's November, December. So if that's 8
weeks, 52 weeks.
Well, 8.
Right?
I mean 8 more. So this is the end of October. So there should be 8 more in this year. We should make it to 25 this year.
Well, we have a couple secret podcasts.
We do. We
could
should
just randomly post it.
I should.
Secret podcast. Like yeah.
So I would like to do a brief product placement.
Welcome to Product Placement by Tim Wolf. This is a part of the podcast where Tim tells about his products and such. Tim?
So these are Black Friday items. I have 2 Black Friday items to go with my music offering. And the most recent album that I released, well, I officially haven't released it. So it's going to be a release party. It's going to be a release event. Where I released this album, Castle Builder Cards Reimagined. Now, I've been selling it on my store, even though it's not officially released. So this will be officially released. And so Castle Builder Cards, these are Castle Built of Cards playing cards. And they will be offered in a Black Friday deal. And we're getting that ready, getting them into the store. And they'll hopefully they'll sell out because I didn't buy too many of them. I don't know. I didn't know what the interest of that would be. But I wonder if they would use these if we brought those to the poker night.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to donate to some, he might use them. I don't know.
And this is a lyric book, and this is illustrated lyric book, full color, 160 pages of all of the original songs on the album. There are 7. So there are 7 songs in this book. Mm-hmm. There are 9 songs on the album. One of them is an instrumental, and the other one is a cover. And so it's Desperado by Eagles. And so the 7 songs that I wrote or co-wrote are represented by the lyrics in full color glossy representation in this book, lyric book. So those are the 2 things that'll be available, and it'll be in a bundle. If somebody hasn't gotten the CD yet, you can buy it as the CD, the playing cards, and the lyric book will be a Black Friday discount special price offer. And those of you who already have the CD, you can buy just these items. There'll be a special package for you as well.
Awesome. And you just had a song come out, so no new song this Friday, right?
No new song this Friday. New York City came out this past Friday. Yeah.
Which is catchy. I like New York City.
Thank you. I wrote that about a girl that I knew who lived
in
Well,
Omaha.
she's from New York. She lived at
Nowhere near.
she actually lived in upstate New York, but
Makes sense.
we used to visit New York, and I wrote, and her name. Sorry, I'm confusing
Stephanie?
two songs. I'm thinking of Stephanie. I'm thinking of Stephanie. Actually, Stephanie is a girl that I knew. Her name wasn't Stephanie, but her name started with an S, and she lived near Saratoga. So the verse goes, "Let's go to Saratoga and watch the horses race. Win or lose, I'm still winning as long as I can see your face." And that was about that woman. So I was actually got so many songs in my head.
Not that you're calling her a horse face.
So New York City is written by a different girl that I had a crush on.
About a
Was
living
living
girl.
a different girl about a different girl.
You stole her song?
Oh, did I say
Thievery.
by? No,
Yeah.
she didn't write it. I wrote it. I wrote it with my co-writer Mark Johnson, and wrote it back in 1819, I think, and re-recorded it
In 1819?
2018, 2019.
I knew you were a time traveler.
I'm very much time
It's
travel.
true.
I saw a clip of who's Nathan, the guy when he was really young. Then who's the guy? Nathan, big comedian, really clean, never swear, but he's really funny. He did a Saturday Night Live thing where he pretended to be George Washington, and he made fun of the metric system, or made fun of the British system. That guy, what's his name? Nathan something.
I can't think of his name right now.
He's so funny, but he's completely clean. Completely clean. Anyway, there was a video of him when he must have been just a baby. I mean, he was so young. He looked so different, but I recognized his voice. And he was talking about if he was a time traveler and he went back to 1920, he doesn't think it would affect anything. He was making fun of himself. He saw somebody talking with a dial-up phone, and he said, they're going to make those phones that you can carry it in your hand. And then they'll ask him, well, how does that work? Well, they use the satellite. Well, what's a satellite? I don't know how to explain that. I can't. So he said, I didn't think I would change anything because I really don't know anything. I don't know enough technology to really change anything. I'm just a comedian. So I really can't tell people how to advance technology faster. Tell jokes better, maybe faster.
But they probably want to get all the concepts of the jokes in the ways. Poop jokes. You just do poop jokes. Poop never changes.
Yeah. And 2 weeks from so 10 days from now, I'll get another song coming out. It's called Old Man Down by the River. And it's not a relationship song. I do a number of relationship songs. Happy, like Stephanie is happy. New York City is kind of about lost love. Old Man Down by the River ain't nothing to do with love. It's about a guy. It's a story song. And I'm going to do more of those. It's about an old man down by the river and describes his life. And the bridge is, his boat don't have no motor. He's got 2 arms to handle that. He don't have no bank account. He lives in a squatter shack. And I've had people say, hey, I am the old man down by the river. They identify with this guy. He knows where he goes fishing every day. He knows where to catch him in the best time of day. So I wrote that on a cruise with you. You weren't in the room when I wrote it. I was in my room when I wrote it, but I wrote it on the Christmas cruise.
All right, just put me down as one of the inspirations.
I could.
I'm Tim's muse.
And while we're talking songs, while we're on the subject, have you ever heard, people put out Christmas songs, but does anyone put out a Thanksgiving song? Have you ever heard of such a thing?
Not usually.
Not usually. Until now. I'm putting out a song called Every Day is Thanksgiving.
Every day is Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool. I do enjoy Thanksgiving. Football and turkey.
Yeah, it's a really iconic American holiday. I mean, it's just as iconic, really, as Christmas in a way.
Kind of Black Friday mix.
Black Friday, yeah,
Bustle, bustle.
And you got to watch the Lions play. Who plays on Thursday? The Lions and who else?
Lions and the Cowboys always play.
Oh, you told me this before, yeah.
And I think there's a third. I think maybe the Falcons,
but they don't play each other.
I think there's 3 games now. It used to be just 2.
They don't usually play
each other. That's correct. They're home games. It's a home game for Detroit, and it's a home game for the Cowboys.
And how did they?
That would be fun.
How did they arrive at that?
So
how did they arrive at that status? How did they get that privileged status?
Well, I probably with the Cowboys goes along with them being asked back in the like 90s or something if they wanted to be America's team. They wanted a team to represent America abroad in a way, and it just became the Cowboys became that. And then so in turn, I don't know if that was part of it or whatever, but Cowboys are considered America's team, and they probably have one of the largest the largest fan base, and the largest hated base too. So many people hate them too, just because of how popular.
Kind of like the Yankees.
That's kind of the thing.
A lot of people hate the Yankees. Is the series over yet? I saw it was up 3-0. The Dodgers are up 3-0.
I don't know. I usually like to
We are rabid baseball fans, not as you
I'll
can
just
tell.
tune in for the end. I'll tune in for the game 7 or something. I don't know if that's what's going on there. I'll have to check that out.
But the Dodgers are, the last I read, they were up 3-0. And nobody's ever come back from a 3-0, I don't think. Did somebody come back once from a 3-0? Or was it 3-1?
Oh, no. No, I've been so tired today. I did squeeze a little nap in, but yeah. Oh, I don't know. I don't follow baseball at all. Of course, we both don't. But I'll have to look it up after this and see if it's all over or not. But yeah, I know it was in the playoffs. There was a lot going on Monday. It was like, I don't think it's over yet. I think it was only game like 3
Maybe
or 4.
I think Monday must have been the one where they won the third, because it's 3-0, or was last I checked.
Really? So it could be the end.
The Yankees were shut out until whatever.
Do you understand the new rule at all? You know about the whole timer? Like they have a whole timer now to like bat. There's a whole system now to make the game go. They've shaved off at least 20-30 minutes off the game.
Really?
Yeah, they have they have a time system for like you have so many seconds to bat or whatever, or the ball to be thrown or something. I don't know. I it's something to look into to understand a little bit better. But they have a timing system when you.
Well, they needed it because baseball has been fading in popularity. I mean, it's been called America's game, but
back
it's
in the
really
day, about what
it was America's game. But I don't think it could
70 days
could claim that. I mean, football, as far as
took over probably
people,
the 90s, right?
I would say football, American football,
80s or 90s it took over,
is probably the most popular, and certainly the NFL franchises are the most on average.
Oh my gosh, they're worth so much money. It's crazy. And then NBA
would be right behind.
NBA
would be right behind, but I don't think it's at the level of now. And it's hard to compare because there's 82 NBA games and there's only 16 regular season games for football. So are you doing it per? What's going on?
I'm low battery for some reason. But, it's just still. This thing. Does that thing not work for?
Not very well. You need a different one.
Yeah, just keep talking.
Yeah, technical difficulties today, people. We are sorry for the difficulties. I guess I will take over now while Seth is standing in the way of my camera. No one can see me. Yeah. So, the NBA has tipped off, and I think probably the most iconic plays that I just happened to see it as Seth had the game on, and I came down, work in my studio. I mean, the joke is, if you ask a musician what do they do in their spare time, they usually kind of will hesitate because it's an all-consuming thing if you're trying to become an artist. So I normally don't sit and watch games, except I do sit and watch the NBA game, the Celtics games. I do take time out for that. Gotta watch the Celtics. But I did happen to come down and come around the corner, and the TV was on just as
my gosh,
an iconic play, probably the most iconic play.
5 seconds into it when you came around the corner.
Yeah, the ball was already in the air. It was the Commanders.
Was it in the air already, or was he still pedaling back? Been forced.
He was probably pedaling back. Yeah,
it was insane.
It was the
Monday Night
Commanders.
Football.
Yeah, Monday night. Yeah, it was last night. Okay, yeah, the Commanders when that Hail Mary, and it got thrown up in the air, and the guy standing behind, just the easiest catch in the history of the NFL, and for a touchdown. He's standing in the end zone. Didn't even have to run. Just stood there and caught a gentle lob that came into his lap.
Yeah, they tipped it up. The team that was winning it, was it the Steelers?
Need some coffee. No sugar, no cream.
No sugar,
no caffeine, man.
Ooh,
you need
caffeine. Can you pour me a little bit of that black coffee?
Of course, yeah.
Appreciate
it. No sugar, no cream.
I
live up to I live up to the name. No sugar. no cream.
Yes, and that is where this comes from, because Tim always just straight up, and can drink a decent amount of coffee too when you want to.
I've been
probably don't
back
drink
in the
as
bad
much.
habit of drinking a lot.
Yeah.
I tried to stop for a while, but I'll drink a pot easily
Well, that's
every
probably
day.
still better for you than
Soda,
Coke Zero,
probably.
right?
Yeah, probably. Coke
I
Zero
wonder,
isn't
that'd
good
be
for you.
interesting to compare, because
I mean,
it's just both have the caffeine, but you're not doing sugar. But yeah, so the no sugar, I came up with the name, but Tim is the big inspiration for that. He's a black coffee.
The inspiration.
You're the inspiration beneath my wings. That was horrible.
And while this cup is my favorite cup, and it's a bigger cup, I think it's what do they call it, 15 ounce, and it's one of my songs. Which one is it? Halfway to Amarillo. And I was sitting on the couch over here in my studio. It's behind me, and I was kind of looking at my phone, taking a break from working on stuff. And I suddenly realized I got to get up and do something. And as I kind of moved my hands like this, and I'd forgotten that I'd put this coffee cup on the armrest of the leather sofa, and I sent it across the floor.
We haven't come up with a name for the term what Tim does, but he makes large, hard movements.
I remember. Yeah, I do. I do everything hard. I mean, I'm always told, whatever it is, do it. You do more lightly. I remember when I first started taking guitar lessons, he said, "You're a heavy hit. You strum heavily." I do everything with great impact.
Close the door hard, opens the door hard, stomps. You'll hear Tim coming. There's no sneaking when it comes to Tim.
Did you say when I leave? When I leave, you said I make the whole house shake.
That's why I said you were busy this morning, because I was like, the door opened like at 5:00 this morning, because I heard.
Yeah, I'd men's Bible study. First went to coffee first, but anyway, I went to Waffle House and had some coffee, and I read the lesson for men's Bible study. Anyway, the handle broke off of this.
Mm-hmm.
And I realized it was the handles on one piece. So it was really, usually things break and they fragment in many pieces, but it was just all one piece. And my wonderful, fabulous, incredible nephew glued it back together.
Me and some Gorilla Glue. Gorilla Glue, which is more or less the movements Tim makes, is gorilla-like. That should be incorporated into the definition. Gorilla movement. It's gorilla movement until we can come up with a better gorilla movement. It just.
So yeah, it's pretty scary about the car being stolen thing.
That's all right.
So I am taking countermeasures. You learned it from a guy at poker night.
Mm-hmm.
Put trackers in your car.
Yeah, you can just put like Apple ones and then
Apple in there, but the batteries will go out. So I'm going to put a couple Apples, and I ordered these hardwire trackers that you can connect to the battery. So there'll be 2 to 3 trackers in both of my vehicles. Now, because once this happens, you start thinking about, what if this happens to me? So because it happened, you feel like you're violated, because it's just across your car was across the street when it happened.
Yeah, I mean, it was probably maybe someone that saw it was always there, and then. Now I know I see a car there parking the last few days. I'm like tempted to go put a note on their car, like, "Hey, I hope you have tracking, because my car was stole from here."
Yeah, and if you had tracking, you could know where it went. I mean, they probably wouldn't figure out it had tracking until they got it to where they were. And most likely, I don't know, what are they doing with it? It could be, but they feel that the cop came and he said there was a scrape marks, like they loaded it on a truck, like a flat truck bed, because it was being pulled. So
and nobody towed it from around here. It could have. The first thing he said was, even people steal tow trucks and then will tow away use it to steal vehicles.
So they probably get it to somewhere and then tear it apart and sell the parts.
Probably.
I mean, there's even a thing where they steal catalytic converters. They have a chop saw, a little battery powered chop saw, and they crawl underneath vehicles.
Yeah, they can drop one of those
in a minute.
20, yeah, probably.
And they target SUVs because that's the most valuable salvage part on a car. More valuable than the engine is that. And
really?
Yeah. Well,
or easier to get out probably.
Probably, well, yeah, the engine you couldn't get out, but I mean that's a very valuable part, and they just go underneath there, and it's expensive to replace. And I read an article saying that whatever the rare minerals in there, the new vehicles that are made, the minerals that go into the catalytic converters of the new cars, 70% of it comes from recycled cars.
So basically from stolen cars. Yeah, my car's 75% not stolen. Yes, I got a good deal. I got to go to deal with a dealership, just 25% stolen. Yeah, I know it's definitely not the best thing, but got a good deal.
Yeah, so I mean, the world is crazy, crazy stuff like that. And yeah, so I'm gonna have trackers, and we'll see. I mean, I hope my car's never stolen, but your car was a
piece of shit.
15-year-old car, 15-year-old, and not a luxury car anyway to start with, was it? No offense intended, nephew. No offense intended.
I had an HHR. What do you have? A Porsche? Who drives a Porsche? What is yours worth? 10 times mine? Meatily, speedily.
Hey, let's talk about poker. So
you don't even have a roof. It just disappears. Someone stole his roof.
So you found this poker night thing,
yeah,
where it's not
Googling.
it's not. You can go and play, and it's technically you can't lose money really, because it's like a game.
Still, at least this county or so, the casinos aren't legal in this area. So what they do to go around, it's a free game, and then but you can win depending on how many people are there. I think he gets. It seems like he works out some kind of deal with whatever restaurant we go. I think he might even get a little bit of kick out. He's at least getting gift cards, I think, from them, possibly for free. Then, because I got a gift card, I got $30, and I got a $10 gift card to the last place we're at.
Yeah, and if you buy drinks or dessert, you get more chips, and you donate. You donate $4 to get
$5.
$5 donation. Get your initial
get you a chip.
Get you chips. $10,000. 10,000 chip.
I think is what saves you from you buy these chips, and you can use that to rebuy. So I think that's the main way that he's able to stack a little bit of money. But I don't know if it's for a sponsor. If it would be cool. He should have it sponsored. I'm curious how that works. But I think it's a part of an associate of some sorts, like called bar. Poker, I don't know, bar poker games or something. I'm not sure, but he's associated in another thing where they can send, if there's like a couple people that win out over the next 6, have the most points or whatever, can get like a free buy-in to the Palm Springs, which would be fun to go to anyways, because it's only $400 to enter, and it's to win 100,000.
Well, I need practice because I'm a rookie, and this is perfect, and I'm not going to lose any money.
Friday. Yeah, other than what you spend, and then plus you're supporting it. I'm happy to. I haven't been spending money the last couple of times I went in. I bought 4 of them the first time, and I've used all mine. Because that first time I was just rebuying, and there was hardly anybody, people playing, and I was getting crappy hands for one thing. But then I have the worst luck with just getting beat out. But by stupid hands or just people getting lucky on the turn, and I have them beat, and then they get beat, then they get me on the turn or whatever. That seems to happen to me a lot. But the second game I went to, I tied for second. We ended up splitting it because he had a good stack, but he was just ready to go. We didn't want to play all night. We would have been still probably playing. He had a good stack, and I had an okay stack, but so we split the money. So that was kind of fun. So I got $30 and a $10 gift card. So that was fun. So, yeah. And then last night I didn't feel like, I was like, I want to be smart about when I buy them. There was still like 17 or 18 people left. And there's only like 1 or 2 people that had gone out. So at that point, if I was to rebuy, I don't think I could go even that far with just another 10. I would have to play very conservatively and also get pretty lucky. But I was like, okay, do I want to rebuy?
But if you won, the pot would be big.
Right. But then, of course, though, too, there would have to be more than I can't win any more than what my 10,000 is. You go in with your 10,000 and like say there's all other people push all in. I'm only can take 2,000 of their chips. Now, if there's more than one person all in, I can get 10,000, 10,000, 10,000. But if the pot's like say 500,000, I'm only getting 10,000 from each person. You have to, if somebody goes all in, you can only match them.
Okay, what happens to the excess then? Where does that go?
That goes back to the person that has the excess. So if
I did not know that. I'm learning. Okay, yeah. Thank you.
So say I have 10 chips and you have 5. You go all in and I call you with my 10 chips. So the most you can win is 10. So I say I lose, I still
have 5.
Win.
You're 5 plus 5 more.
You're out. So say we're at the end. You only have 5 chips and I have 25. Well, I have a lot better chance of winning. But every time you push all in, you're doubling yours and you're taking from me. So even though you're at 5 and I'm at 25, a few hands, just a couple of hands.
Yeah, but then why would you go all in? Why would you match me then?
A lot of times, if I feel like my hand is as good as yours, I'm going to. Well, yeah.
Well, why would you do that? There's no reason to do that if we're only the two of us.
Well, no, yeah, right. So I mean, you would be the one calling all in, and I would be the person saying I would count your stack and say, all right, 5, and then you'd have to push yours all in to match me. So a little bit of Texas Hold'em information for you out there, kids. Best fun game to get. I mean, there's so much strategy to it. You're not playing against the house, and you're getting to make friends. Easily.
That's what Fedge told me. Fedge said you're going to make so many friends there. Yeah, it's a nice way to make people friends. Are hanging out, common interests.
Me and this one guy were talking about movies the whole time. It was a lot of fun.
You have to be social, though. I'm not very social.
No, but you don't have to. No, yeah, you're usually pretty quiet. You're focused, but all you have to do is next time. I mean, you don't have to do anything. One of these times, you're gonna have some talker next to you and just asking you probably some questions. You don't have to do nothing but answering their questions, and you'll make an easy friend.
Make an easy.
It happened. Make an easy friend.
Yeah, I saw this ad for this thing that kind of interested me. You could try it one time. I don't know what it costs, but it's an app where you fill out this questionnaire, and it finds 7 more people, or I don't remember the exact number, but you're having dinner with 7 strangers matched with you by how you answer this app. And I took a screenshot on my phone, and it sounds really interesting. If it works, and people are testimonying saying, yeah, and they even have break the ice games that you can play. But the testimonials were saying we didn't even need to break the ice games. We were so compatible. We just started talking, and we didn't even have to go through these games. Like questionnaire, like tell me. I mean, probably break the ice questionnaires.
Dinner with random people.
Yeah, dinner with random people, but not random. Technically not random because they're matched to you and your interests by the app.
That's pretty cool.
Now, depending how and the app could be a piece of crap, or the app could be really sophisticated. Mm-hmm. It really depends on if the app is really good at matching.
Well, that would just be fun, just in general. I wouldn't even have to have any common interests with people, and I feel like be neat to just
you. That's you. You are outgoing and friendly.
Yeah, I'm a friendly person.
I'm not so friendly.
You're just gonna sit there and talk crap to them the whole time? You piece of crap! How dare you come to this meal? You don't even know me. You don't even know me. I heard it rumored that you don't even know me. You don't even know my name. You know nothing about me. Sir, yes, this is true. That's why we all came to. We're all strangers here. I was like, calm down, Tim. Like he's not related to me if he was asking.
You seen that guy that was bowling and he had to win a strike, and I think this is probably a couple decades old, and professional bowler, and he had to win his last, like the third ball on the 10th frame, and it had to be a strike to win. And he bowls a strike, and he gets so excited, and he says, "Who do you think you are? I am." You've seen that clip, haven't you? Who do you think? I mean, it doesn't even make sense. Who do you think you are? I am.
He's just going off on everybody. Good times.
Iconic stuff. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And then you got the meme of the girl side eye in the back of this back seat, and now she's grown up.
Oh, the little girl,
the little girl with the side eye in the back seat, and and now she's a grown woman, maybe 20 or something. Young woman, grown young woman.
It's so funny with those memes. Some of those kids have gone on to make some decent money, like with commercials and stuff. Like there's the redheaded kid with the braces. He did some funny commercial. He's got like the signature like meme picture that went viral back in the day, and it's like him in a sweater with big old red hair and big braces, and he's done like a commercial or two now. Like, so it's pretty funny.
Well, the one that blows my mind is the Dreams guy, TikTok. He's just lip syncing to Fleetwood Mac's Dreams while he's skateboarding. And
hit it big with that.
Hit big.
He went on a show. He went on a Hulu show. He was part of a Hulu show, and then I think he did a number of different things. But yeah,
I wonder if if his star is still flaming or not, or I wonder.
You gotta have, if you have that presence, like he just had that chill vibe, like you just saw it in his face. Like anybody, 1,000 people could do that, but only him doing it like that and just having that attitude, like he was, like that song spoke to him, and and in turn it spoke to you just because of just how much that song just meant to him.
Well, I appreciate you explaining that, because you're right. You're probably right. If 100 people, 1,000 people had done it, it wouldn't have done anything. But it was the vibe of, and he had a tattoo of it. He's Native American. He had a tattoo of a feather that you could see because he was closely cropped hair, and his tattoo of a feather, which was relating to his Native American heritage, was you could see it through the little bit of hair that he had. And so the whole vibe, Native American guy on a skateboard. And yeah, you're right. A lot of people could have done it, but it wouldn't have. It just the perfect one click to the left or the right, and it's not going to do it. Right. Mm-hmm. I mean, one little thing off this way to the right. For example, my song Stephanie. I did a video of it, and I chopped it up into, I think, 3 or 4 or 5 little 7-second reels, and they did pretty well. They're all the same as far as what I was wearing and what it was a red background, but the chorus or the verse, "Let's Go to Saratoga," just blew up. For me, blew up. I mean, not Nathan, that guy blew up. I mean, he millions of views. Mine did 75,000, still going, which is a lot for me on a reel on Instagram.
Wait, who's Nathan?
That's the guy, the guy you were just talking about, the guy with the Dreams.
Oh, that's his name.
His name is Nathan.
Oh, okay.
Something.
Yeah. It's funny how different people.
Now somebody will say you're wrong, Tim. I could be wrong, but my memory. It's been a few years now.
We know what you're talking about. The
Fleetwood Mac, and it put Fleetwood Mac on the Hot 100. They hadn't been on the charts in decades, and that song resurrected. That video resurrected that song and put it back on the Billboard Hot 100. So the power of virility.
And he wasn't even popular. That song just blew up, and here he helped an artist that was already popular at one point. That happened with David Dobrik. He used the same song for when he usually gave away cars and stuff, and a beautiful song. I can't even think of it off the top of my head, but they ended up running into this guy, and he went on a podcast, and they surprised him with playing his song on David's podcast, and David just couldn't even believe it that changed the guy's life. He was literally living in his car at the point when that
What car? Which song was that? Do you
I'd
recall?
have to Google it. I can't even think of the name of it, but it was a band that from like the 90s, and they had a decent run there. But he had run into a tough time and was literally living out of his car at some point, I guess, homeless. I probably wasn't that for that long of time, but during when his song started going crazy again because of David Dobrik playing it and getting millions of views. I mean, he was like 5 million plus views there at those 2 or 3 years of the heyday of it, of David Dobrik's vlogs. And it was just crazy. Like, that changed the guy's life, like, to where he started touring again and got his life together and just from getting that. I mean, he probably only played like 30 seconds of the song in the vlog. I mean, because David Dobrik's videos were only like 4 minutes and 20 seconds.
Yeah.
So
420 friendly.
Life, not even trying. You just song that touches you. You put it out there, wanting to touch others, and in turn. And that's it just shows you how, like, you could put something out into the world and think, oh, like, all right, we that had its run. That was an awesome experience. And here now with something that even, I mean, sadly has a bad effect on people, social media and all that can have plenty of good effects too, where the song comes back around and is able to touch his own song at a time in his life when he's literally being homeless, and pull him back up off of probably one of the roughest time of his life, and be able to tour all over again and stuff, just because of the just because of the popularity of that song. Songs get their another go around. And what is the one that was the big meme where Rick rolled? That song had a big comeback. That artist had a big comeback because of
Rick Ashton. Never gonna give you up. Never gonna let you down.
I don't know the words. Help me out, Tim.
That's all I can remember. Never gonna give you up. Never gonna let you down. Gonna run around. Rick rolled.
The good old Rick rolled.
I guess that's that. I haven't seen a Rickroll thing in a while.
Yeah,
but
yeah. There was. I mean, people went to extremes with it. Like, yeah, it's funny because now you can even just you take your phone with a camera and just like scan something. It could take you. It could Rickroll you and take you to the website and play the song. But yeah. Well, that's about it. We're about at our time there for the podcast. Anything else you want to add, Tim?
That's it. You can wrap her up.
You can wrap her up. Put a bow on her. Number 17.
17.
I believe 17. Guys, we're going strong. We're hanging in there. Surviving through the hiccups, and little setbacks from here there. But we are a live podcast and we're going strong. And guys, if you don't, please like and subscribe to the podcast. And we're on Apple, we're on Spotify, on Facebook. Please like us and follow our page, No Sugar No Cream on Facebook. We're still not at 100 or whatever. We got to get to 100 because then we can go live on there, but we're going live on Tim's channels, and we're getting 300 plus views, which is awesome, usually from the different channels. So that's going. So thank you everybody for listening. But please share on Facebook. If you'd share the podcast with your friends, we can get it out there. And guys,